After a long wait, Jane Doe has just been added to Forsaken, and in this video, I'll be showcasing her stats, abilities, and how you can properly use them, then give my personal ranking of how good they are. This is a very interesting, yet very powerful survivor, so hit that like button and subscribe, and let's get started. Also, keep in mind that some of the things you see in the footage might be different from what I'm actually saying, and that's just because I only had access to an older version of Jane Doe, and some of her stats were changed before release. But don't worry, all the stats I'm saying should be accurate. She has a difficulty of 3 stars and 60 health. She has 2 passives and 2 abilities. Her first passive ability is Digital Footprint, which allows you to see the past footprints of killers, letting you track down the location. This isn't that helpful since the footprint range is quite short, but it doesn't hurt. Her second passive ability is Shatterpoint. Jane Doe has a unique health bar with a base 60 HP, then an additional Shatterpoint health bar, which starts at 20 and maxes out at 30. So she overall starts the game at 80 HP and can max out at 90. This Shatterpoint health bar can be restored using any of her abilities, but cannot be healed by any other means. It also has a 40% damage reduction, and if completely lost, cannot be restored until 40 seconds have passed. For each additional Jane Doe alive, the healing of the Shatterpoint is reduced by 8%. Her first ability is Crystal Pitch. When activated, Jane Doe pulls out a crystal and prepares to throw it. You can hold down the ability to charge it, causing the crystal to be thrown longer and harder. You aim using your cursor, allowing you to throw pretty much anywhere. The crystal is affected by gravity, meaning it can be thrown over objects and still potentially hit the killer. I can't wait to see some shorts uploaded of people staging across the map snipes. Like, yeah bro, you totally hit that. Good job. While charging, you are slowed by 30%, so if you're being actively chased, it's a better idea to just quickly use it, since the killer should be nearby anyways, so you don't really have to charge it. If you hit a survivor with the crystal, they are granted Purified 1 for 3 seconds, and Jane gains 2 Shatterpoint HP. Keep in mind that you can't directly hit survivors with the crystal, so you have to hit the ground next to them or hit the killer. Purified gives the survivor damage reduction or resistance based on how much health they are missing. So if a survivor is low HP, you might prolong their life just a bit longer. But if you hit the killer, you inflict Resonance 1 and gain 3 HP. If you snipe them from over 110 studs away, you instead give Resonance 2. This effect has a duration of 30 seconds, and this duration is refreshed whenever a crystal is landed again and increases the level, maxing out at Resonance 3. You cannot apply the resonance if the killer is stunned, stun immune, or if the effect has been applied to them within the last 10 seconds. Crystal Pitch has a short cooldown of 16 seconds, meaning it's very spammable. The resonant effect directly relates to their second ability, Hatchet. Jane Doe equips her axe, and after a 0.75 second windup, lunges forward while swinging her axe. During the windup, Jane Doe has Resistance 1. If the axe hits the killer and the killer has no resonance, you inflict Helpless 1 and Slowness 2 for 2 seconds and restore 5 Shatterpoint HP. If the killer has Resonance 1, they are stunned for 2.5 seconds and Jane Doe gains 10 Shatterpoint HP. At Resonance 2, they are stunned for 3.5 seconds and Jane Doe gains 20 Shatterpoint HP. Finally, at level 3, they are stunned for 4.5 seconds and Jane Doe heals 30 Shatterpoint HP. That is very powerful. The increased stun times are reduced by 0.125 seconds for each additional Jane Doe that is alive. So that's everything about their abilities. Now, how good is Jane Doe, and how can you properly use them? While their Digital Footprint passive isn't too useful, Shatterpoint is incredibly powerful and can make killing Jane Does a real pain. Not only does it have a 40% damage reduction, giving Jane Doe effectively 110 HP at max Shatterpoint, the fact that it can be so easily restored is crazy. The crystals have a short cooldown and are very easy to hit, even from a decent distance. So you can safely regenerate health while the killer focuses on other people, all while you're also stacking resonance or helping teammates. And while you can only gain 2 to 3 HP per crystal, that adds up and isn't the only way to regain HP. With the max level of resonance, landing your hatchet ability will instantly heal 30 HP, which again has a 40% damage reduction. Imagine chasing someone for what feels like ages, and just when you're about to break their Shatterpoint, they hit you with an extremely easy to land stun and instantly get back up to max health. You might be thinking that getting up to Resonance 3 could be hard, but it's very easy, especially if you have multiple Jane Does in your lobby. The only thing you have to pay attention to is the fact that resonance cannot be applied within 10 seconds of another crystal being landed, but as long as you're patient, you'll be able to get Resonance 3 up in 30 seconds, and you don't even have to do it yourself. You can be getting chased, and some other Jane Does are hitting the killer with crystals, and you will still benefit from the axe buff and healing. This is what makes me think Jane Doe is going to be a serious problem, and is one of the few survivors that hugely benefits from stacking. You're going to want several Jane Does in your lobby, as it'll make your life much easier. The support overall isn't that good, mainly because the Purified doesn't last very long, and I will say they're primarily a sentinel, but again, it's not like it hurts. Sometimes you'll accidentally splash both the killer and survivor, getting the best of both worlds. Now, before I give Jane Doe a ranking, how can you counter them as killer? To be blunt, you're gonna have to target and finish them off, because if you let them get away, they will easily heal right back up to max health. If you manage to break their Shatterpoint, they lose all capability to heal by themselves and are very vulnerable. But they are a sentinel, and you'd much rather focus on supports, which means you're in a bit of a pickle. Take care of the annoying Jane Doe, or take care of the Elliots. You may think you can just ignore Jane, as the healing doesn't go past her max HP, but with how easy their stun is to land, that's not really an option. They will continuously stun you as you try and focus on other survivors. Jane's biggest weakness is her performance in chase, face, and she would much rather just observe and occasionally stun the killer without taking their attention, much like Chance. She can also get negatively affected from other survivor stuns, as if the killer is stunned or even stun immune, Jane cannot reapply resonance and could potentially lose her stacks. But even with these slight flaws, she's still super good. She has a consistent, long-lasting, and easy-to-hit stun. She has the ability to self-heal with no cap, and an additional health bar that reduces all damage taken. Because of all this, I'm gonna rank her as an S tier. Now, please take that with a huge grain of salt, since I'm writing this script like 6 hours before she's even been added to the game. She could turn out to be a lot worse, but in my personal opinion, she seems really good. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about the Survivor, and hit the like button and subscribe if you're excited to check them out. Also, make sure to join my Discord. I'll be active there after posting. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next video.